Shalom. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua Barakatah to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alatah Ba'ashem Yahshua to the sisters, One West Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commander Jenny Hanna. We are the home of the truth, which was established since 1969 out of One West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Our job is to teach Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians their culture, their history, their identity, and how we are supposed to conduct ourselves according to the Lord's understanding. So we're gonna jump right into the spirit of understanding brotherhood, and this brotherhood is a fundamental tool for righteousness. Right, it is definitely an extreme fundamental thing for righteousness for our people, because in order to have brotherhood, we gotta learn to love one another. We gotta learn to have compassion for one another. We gotta learn to deal with each other righteously, though. And here's the kicker, though. The truth, when we come into the truth under Commander Yadihada, the truth is not about getting along with people. The truth is to understand how we supposed to conduct ourselves, keep the commands of the Most High, and deal with our brothers and sisters righteously. You don't have to, just because you work with your brothers and sisters and deal with them righteously, doesn't mean you have to get along with them, though. You will treat them with respect, though. We will deal with each other righteously and deal with each other in a civilized manner. But you don't have to, be quote unquote buddy with that specific brother or sister, though, because we all have different personalities and different characters. But according to the Lord's understanding the Bible, though, we will deal with each other righteously. And again, brotherhood is an important fundamental of becoming righteous in the Lord, in the Most High's eye. Let's go to Psalms chapter 133, verse 1. (133) verse 1. Yep. Psalms chapter 133 in the first verse. Whenever you're ready, let me know. You got it? Okay. This is the book of Psalms chapter 133, verse 1. A song of degrees of David. And this about this what King David is saying. Behold, how good and how pleasant. What does the word pleasant mean? Pleasant is friendly. It is for brethren to dwell. What does the word dwell means? Dwell is like living, living arrangement. To dwell together in unity. And how is it important for that to understand, though? Because brotherhood or sisterhood is something fundamental and extreme that the Lord requires of our people, though. In order for our people to be great again, though, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans must learn how to deal with each other in unity according to the Lord's understanding and be righteous towards among each other, And far as like dwelling, we live among each other today. Ghettos, gutters, boroughs, and reservations. We live amongst each other today, though. But the problem is that the oppressor pushes out like different things and tactics to make us go against each other, to make us hate one another, to make us always want to compete over each other over some of the dumbest things, like whether it's money, clothes, material things, cars, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, dumb stuff, though. But according to the Lord, though, Psalms 133, verse 1, it says that, behold, how good and how pleasant or friendly it is for brethren to dwell, to live And what it says to live, though, because we all live in the same different uh, ghettos, boroughs, and reservations in different cities, in different towns. We see that today, right? And together in unity, though. So the Lord requires us to be in unity and be righteous among each other, though. The Holy Bible is important for Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to take possession and study it and learn it from a man of God to get proper understanding, so we can understand how to deal with each other in righteousness. Though, let's go to Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. It's like one of the last few chapters of the Old Testament. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Let me know when you got that, brother. Yeah, Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. I see Zechariah, but one Zephaniah. You got it? Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. I got it. You got it, brother? All right. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. This is extreme brotherhood precept right here. Salakia. Zephaniah, you're right. Chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. The Lord requires Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to gather ourselves together in righteousness, right? Yea, gather together, O nation, not desire. Why is this something important for our people to understand? Because as long as the oppressors want Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to be divided and separate, though, we're not going to be able to build in unity. We're going to be destroyed for lack of knowledge, and we're going to be spiritually, mentally, and physically destroyed as a nation of people. So that's why it is important that Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians in these different communities, projects, and cities to understand that we are together in righteousness according to the Lord understanding, so we can build our nation, so we can establish the kingdom of heaven. So when Christ returns, he will reestablish the kingdom of heaven on earth at full effect. This is why the ISUBK under Commander Jenny Hanna is something extremely important, though, for our brothers and sisters, though, because the One West Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commander Jenny Hanna, though, we are establishing the kingdom of heaven today. We're doing it today. We're gathering brothers and sisters from different zones in different cities, in different countries. We're raising up brothers and sisters from different penitentiaries and prisons and jails and different municipalities and projects. So it is our job as Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to understand what the Most High is bringing about according to this Bible. And we are to gather ourselves together because we are the only nation on earth right now that's not desired. We're divided and conquered. The other nations, like the Africans, the East Indians, and the Arabs, come into our neighborhoods and buy up a lot of the property we are dwelling among, and getting businesses and feeding off of our people. There's nothing wrong with buying food and clothes from another nation. I'm not saying that's not wrong. We can buy food or clothing or materials from another nation, like Chinese, Korean, or Arab, or African, or East Indian, or even oppressor. Though, but what I'm saying is that we need it as the year 2026. It is the time that Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians stop lollygagging, and we gather ourselves together in the righteousness of the Most High's understanding, and we utilize our funds and our experiences in righteousness and build our nation. We had like, and I'm gonna say this though, because we had Black Wall Street in Rosewood and Seneca Village and other different black-owned cities during the 1920s and 1930s. But the problem is we didn't keep the commandments of the Most High. We didn't execute brotherhood and sisterhood according to the Lord's understanding. So that's why we failed at that. If we were to uh, be building our own cities and establishing our own government in our own communities, and at the same time we were obeying the Most High and living the truth according to the Most High's understanding, we wouldn't have that problem. So this is why the ISUBK is, which is the home of the truth, though, is the school that it is that's having a prerequisite of establishing the kingdom of heaven today until our King Yahweh Shai Mashiach Christ returned back to the earth. Because again, the kingdom of heaven, which is going to take place on the earth, is not going to do anything until we do what the Lord says. And we're doing it today. The ISUBK is doing it today. We're establishing the kingdom of heaven today. And we're doing what according to what Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1 said. Something extremely important we need to understand and do. Anything you want to bring out, Warrior? Any questions or statements? No sweat though. If you got to raise your hand and then speak loud and clear for the audience to hear. Definitely, man. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17. And the reason why the other nations can have their own cities and have their own government and militaries and all that, though, because they understand their brotherhood. They love their people. They're for their people, though. See, blacks, Latinos, and American Indians, we gotta start loving our people and putting our people a priority first. You know, whether we like each other or not, though. You know, blacks, Latinos, and American Indians, we are those that a descendant of Jacob. We are the 12 tribes, and we are the brothers and sisters among each other, though. And when we start learning to obey the Lord and understand the Bible in proper context and executing brotherhood and sisterhood according to the Lord's understanding, we will be able to be back on top again. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17. You got that? Give me 1 second. The book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 17. Obey them that have the rule over you. Right. So brother and sister get into the school under command of Jenny Hanado, you are to obey the men that's above you. It doesn't mean that just because, and this is something extremely that falls with brotherhood. And this is definitely a One West precept scripture for Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17. When it says obey them, have the rule over you, it means that just because I'm above you and I give you order like a tyrant, it doesn't mean that I talk to you any that I be an overlord and be a tyrant and be someone that just curse you out and all other stuff and demands you to do things and try to dictate how you're supposed to live your life. No, that's not what that means. When we in the ISUK under Commander General Hunter, when we deal in things in DC and order, though, we use proper protocols and rank structure in righteousness according to the Lord's understanding. You know, don't fake Israelite groups don't understand that. And like I'm just gonna keep it real though. You're not saying nothing personal against them though, but it shows that all these fake groups and fake other organizations be watching us and study us and try to do their own thing, and they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand brotherhood. That's why a lot of brothers and sisters had left IUIC and terrible things that happened in IUIC behind closed doors. GMS been breaking up and going against each other. GOCC been doing the same thing. I know a brother that left GOCC that talks to me about the truth though. If GOCC was understanding brotherhood, did what understand to let oppressors and other nations in and have other issues. You know, the Sakari group that broke up, it's no more. They don't have brotherhood. Genesis group, they have it. You know, I said they don't have proper brotherhood. A lot of these different groups don't have proper brotherhood and don't understand the basic fundamentals of how to execute brotherhood. And again, what I brought out is extremely important though, because in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17, this is definitely a one West IHK precept. Obey them, have the rule over you. Just because you have rank over somebody doesn't mean you treat them unjust. Doesn't mean you treat them diabolically or treat them unrighteous. If it's anything, if you have rank over that brother and sister, you're supposed to have a whole lot more compassion than that brother and sister. Remember, when you have rank over that brother and sister, though, you are accountable for that brother or sister life. You are held accountable for them. You are absolutely the Most High is going to hold you accountable for them. That's why it's so important that you've been a priest and officer under Commander Jenny Hanna. You've been a general, you've been a captain, you've been an officer, you've been a priest and prophet. Is something really extremely important though. That means the Most High is going to hold you accountable to these brothers and sisters' lives that's under you or you are in charge of. So this is something. This is an extreme brotherhood scripture. And submit yourselves, for they watch your souls as they that must give account, like giving accountability though, because let's say I give you an order, you know, I say a righteous order though, you just do it and then report back to me. And then I report to the men that's above me. I report to the officers that's above me, the captains that's above me, and the generals that's above me for accountability, you know. So and when I give you an order, I'm going to give you a righteous order. I'm not going to tell you nothing that's not righteous, or I'm not going to make you do nothing that I wouldn't do. That's not brotherhood. See, that's what the oppressor do. That's what the oppressors do in their job force and their police force, and that they wouldn't do. That and then the oppressor's military though is so hypocritical though, because in that NCO creed it says, "I will not use my rank or authority to attain profit, pleasure, or personal security." They do the whole fucking opposite. Salaki, I apologize. I, I, I apologize for my French though, but the oppressor's military do the whole freaking opposite. They in their NCO creed it says they will not use their rank or authority to attain personal protection, profit, or pleasure. The three P's, right? But they do the whole opposite. I'd have witnessed that throughout my whole military time. It ain't not bashing nobody personally though, but it's the truth though. Everybody in the military when I was around knows the truth for sure. But it's a lot of people keep quiet and shh, you know what I said, don't want to say that, don't want to speak up. Right, we understand that though. But in the truth under Commander Jenny Hanna though, everything is brought out. You know what I'm saying? If you that brother or sister that's being unbrotherly and acting like a tyrant and acting overlordish and all that though, the Lord go expose you. You will be brought out in the light. And when you get exposed, you go the consequences and repercussions gonna be bad for you. I need to understand that me having rank over brothers and sisters, just because I got rank over them, doesn't mean I treat them or talk to them any old type of way. Not at all. Commander Jenny Hanna take that very extremely serious. You don't play around. We don't play around with that though. Just because you know what I'm saying. And me myself, by me checking myself every day, I need to always remember that though. This is a very one West precept right here. Accountability, like everything for the brothers and sisters that I'm in charge of though. That's in Buffalo, New York, or New York that I'm accountable for, or any brothers and sisters that I take charge of the school when I have a certain position I get put in though. I'm held accountable for them. I'm responsible for that brother or sister though. I got to make sure nothing happens to them. That's something very serious though. And the way how I treat them treat them righteously. Just because I got rank doesn't mean anything. I'll read it again. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17. Obey them, have the rule over you. Right. Brothers and sisters that's under men, that's above you in the school under Commander Jenny Hanado, you obey them and you follow their orders and commands. And we understand that we have to treat you righteously, deal with you righteously, and be brotherly towards you, because my rank technically means I serve you, even though I give you orders. Though at the same time, I serve you. Though, warrior, I serve you. I'm here to serve you. That's my job. That's how brotherhood is supposed to be executed, right? Watch for your souls as they that must give account. Accountability is something extreme. A lot of these fake groups don't understand accountability. They don't know what the F they doing. That they may do it with joy. Right. Right. I enjoy doing the work in the store. You enjoy being in school though, because I'm the brother that's dealing with you righteously and give you proper instructions on what to do and what not to do, so that when you raised up, you are either to do just as good as me or perhaps better than me. I insist that. I require that. You once you become a priest and prophet warrior, what I'm saying, after you get your Hebrew name through time, as time goes by, so eventually you're going to be a priest and prophet. I encourage you to do just as good as me or better than me. If I raise a sister up though in the school though, as she learn the truth though and learn her duties and her abilities though, I require her to do just as good as me or better. But I'm still over her, especially being not only being a man though, but being a priest and prophet. I'm still over that sister. And the same thing with the brothers. You got a question? Go ahead.
As far as reading the Bible, right? Do I read the whole Bible, or do I just read precepts?
It's a precept to that how the Bible is supposed to be read though. In a book of, I'll get back with that though. It's in a book of Isaiah where it says precept must be a precept, lie upon lie. But I'll get back with you that another time, definitely. Because there's different ways of how to study the Bible, like in the school. Like a lot of brothers and sisters learn it differently, what I'm saying? But we're all learning the same thing. All the brothers that's generals, captains, and officers are teaching the same thing, but we just word it or structure it differently, though, bro. We're learning and teaching the same thing. Glad you brought that out, though. Right. That may do it with joy, because I love this truth though is addictive. I love what I do. I do Commander Judiana, and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. Right. What I'm saying? Don't ever make a brother or sister do any profit or benefit you. Don't when you give a brother or a sister orders that is pertains with doing the work of the Lord, or things that's essential that must be done according to the Most High's understanding, because at the end of the day, the Most High is watching all of us. The angels or messengers are watching us too, and they report everything to the Most High. So we're being watched 24/7. Just because the brothers and sisters of flesh is not watching 24/7, but the celestial beings and the Most High, most importantly, is watching you, watching everything you do. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 11, verse 14. May want to take these notes too, of the precepts. These. You gotta you'll rewatch the class and take the notes. All right. It's on the YouTube. It's on the Buffalo YouTube and on my TikTok. It's on my no, Salaki. It's on my Facebook. IHK Buffalo Facebook, and it's on the Buffalo IHK Buffalo YouTube. You subscribe to it, right? All right. Did you subscribe to it? Subscribe to IHK Buffalo New York YouTube. Subscribe to it. So you can rewatch that video. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 14, right? Yeah, that was the first thing you should have did. It's no sweat though, but yeah. Hold on. I'll get with you after class when we go outside when we do the library. No, I got you. This the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 14, where no counsel is, the people fall. This is a very this another One West UPK precept right here. We counsel counseling is extremely important though. We do lots and lots and lots of different counseling. We got counseling for many different things and situations of that manner. You know, that's what I love about the school though. Like everybody gets counsel, whether you're a brother that's in the school under command of Jenny Hanna, or whether you're a brother and sister that's outside the school, which is a civilian. You know what I'm saying? Like American Indian could receive proper counseling from the school under command of Jenny Hanna. You know, this is what keeps our nation strong. This is what keeps our nation on point. Right. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 14, where no counsel is, the people fall. Without counseling, we fall as a people. Like in this society we live in, though, a lot of brothers and sisters out in different neighborhoods and projects, communities, or organizations, though, they fall. They fail. They have conflict towards each other. They fight against each other. They start screw facing one another, though. They start having holding grudges towards one another and can't seem to let it go. And they spread, they be gossiping and all this other nonsense, though, because there when we have a situation about each other, though, there's no proper counsel. You know, when a brother or sister get offended, they don't get the proper counsel. You see what I'm saying? Out here, that's why out here in this society we fail as a people, though, because there's no proper counsel. You know, we don't. You know, we don't. We don't. When we get offended, we don't address it appropriately. We take matters in our own head, and want to. And when we take matters in our own head without seeking professional counsel or without addressing that righteously, according to the Lord's understanding, it leads to bad conflict and all types of unnecessary things, which could have been avoided. Though I'm gonna find that precept what Christ said about when a brother or sister offends you, right? Because this falls in with it though. This is something extremely important though. I'll read it again. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 14, where no counsel is, the people fall. We blacks and Latinos never record Indians, so we set each other up for failure when we don't do any type of counsel or counseling. When we don't address the necessary things that's going on or keep things up to date that's going on, though, then we fail as a people. That's why in the UPK under command of Jenny Hanna, though, we have plenty of councils. We have plenty of councils. We have major council. Then we have camp council, then we have school council, and then we have all types of councils. Council with a situation of a brother and sister that's together, though, a husband and wife, though, if they're going through some issues, we have counsel with that. Marriage councils, we have family councils. If you have issues with your family, your father, your mother, your uncle, auntie, cousins, or whatever, we have counsel for families. We have councils with friends. You know what I'm saying? If you want to take your friend or your associate, you know, that have you want to take them to counsel, though, if they feel comfortable with doing that. And we have counsel for people who's addicted, who has many worldly addictions, gambling, with dealing with 304s or horrors. What else? Drugs, being an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? That we have the ISUBK have all types of counsels to help our people redeem themselves and fight those demons. That this a powerful precept. That would be the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 14, where no counsel is. If there's no counsel on whatever affliction or type of situation we go through, then the people fall. We fell as a people, right? That's why, as a people, when we follow this Bible and obey the Most High and do what He says to do, and be with the right leadership under command of Jenny Hanna, then we understand how to conduct ourselves as a people, especially when it comes to counsel. The things that I named, though, all that is going to require counsel. situations with your family, your spouse, any addictions with being an alcoholic. If you try to fight the demon of smoking weed, smoking reefer, if you try to fight the demon of smoking cigarettes, if you try to fight the demons of not putting yourself affiliated or socializing yourself around the wrong crowd, because a lot of us have to have a habit of being around the wrong crowd, and when that crowd get caught up with the law enforcement and get in trouble, though, you go be in trouble because you're guilty by association. The police go cuff you up too. They'll cuff you up behind too, though, because you there with them. You guilty by association. You know too much. You are loose end to them. Right. They could right. So that's something extremely heavy and important we need to know pertaining to brotherhood. Let me find that precept that says about offended. I think it's in the book of Matthew. Let me see. I'm gonna look. It's in the book of Matthews. It mentioned about like what happens when a brother or sister offends you. You know. Let me see. I think it's. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. I'm gonna bring it out though. But that precept, that last precept, definitely falls with this precept of why it's important for us to understand how we're supposed to execute brotherhood and righteousness. Oh, it's right here. It's the book of Matthews, chapter 18, verse 15. Go to Matthews chapter 18, verse 15. Because out in this society, we gotta blacks, Latinos, and American Indians have a bad habit of trying to fight this demon of when somebody offends you, how to deal with it. Even myself, though, like the school, the brothers and sisters in the school is one thing. We know better. But the brothers and sisters outside the school, that's worldly, though, it's another thing. It is fundamental ways of how to deal with it righteously. The best thing to do is just to walk away. Right. If that's the case, you got it.
Yes, sir.
The book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. It let me see. 18 verse Salaki. I think I went over a page. Give me 1 second. Oh, yeah, I got it. 18, the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother trespass against thee. So if any brother or sister trespass against you, that means if they say any offensive language, you feel offended or you feel quote unquote disrespected though, because of this world, a lot of brothers and sisters get this whole respect crap twisted. You know what I'm saying? This whole, you got to respect me, and don't disrespect me. I won't disrespect you. In this society, though, a lot of blacks, Latinos, and American Indians get this whole respect shit twisted up, though. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not understanding how to conduct themselves in the spirit of brotherhood, according to the Lord's understanding in the first place. If it's with another nation they talking to, that's a different thing. But when it comes among our people that we see every day, you know what I'm saying? We get this whole respect shit twisted and cut up the wrong way. Respect me. No, you know what I'm saying? It's why important that black students and American Indians need to be under commanded and how to learn this truth, to understand brotherhood, according to the Lord's understanding righteousness. Though, if a brother trespass you, if any brother or sister talk to you wrongfully, or if they did something that offended you, did anything physical that offends you, or say anything verbal that offended you, right? That's what that trespass means against thee. Go and tell him his part between thee and him alone. So if a brother or sister say anything to offend you verbally, or if they do anything physical to offend you, or sometimes it can be visual. If it's something they bring out visually and it offends you, you know what I'm saying? You feel quote unquote disrespected, you know what I'm saying? Or you feel like, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't the right thing. They should have did that. You go up to that brother, him and him alone and let him know, hey, brother, or hey, sir, hey, in the school, we say, hey, if the brother is above you, hey, so you say, sir or Ottawa. You say, sir, hey, sir, Ottawa. I was offended how you said this, or I didn't like how this was brought out. I was offended, you know, or if it's if it, or you know, if it's a brother or sister, you know, what I'm saying, in school, you be like, hey, brother, hey, sis, I didn't like how this was brought up or said. You go to them and them alone, right? And let them know they fought. That's specifically for like in a school, because like out here in society, it's a different story. They're worldly, but it's different levels of how to deal with that. Though there's different ways how to do that. If he shall hear thee, that means if that brother or sister hears you, if they admits that they're wrong and that it's their fault, you gain that brother or sister, right? 9 times out of 10, though, if that brother or sister admits that it's their fault and they wrong for that, they apologize, you know, y'all start to get along with each other, y'all gained each other, right? Which is a good thing. Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, right? If that brother or sister don't admit it's their fault and they don't want to hear it because they offended you, like whether it's verbally, physically, or if it's sometimes even visually, um, make take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. Right. That means like you want to have 2 or 3 witnesses. So that means you want to take them to counsel. Like if a brother in the school offends you verbally, physically, or visually, though, if they don't hear you, if they don't want to accept that they offended you, then you let them know that, hey, sir, hey, let's take the counsel. You take it. If they accept the minute, you let them know you want to take the counsel. You just give them the salute. Hey, shalom, sir, Yahweh, Shabbat, or hey, shalom, Lord of Christ, or you know what I'm saying, or shalom, Yahweh, Shabbat, you give them the salute, peace them up, and then y'all take it from there. Y'all get the council set up, and then you let your camp leader or whoever know you want to get council set up. You know, that's what we do in the school. That's the proper way how it's supposed to be done according to the Lord's understanding. But out in the civilian world, is that like if you your brother and sister don't want to hear you, you just ignore them, just walk away, and don't deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Because a brother or sister that's of this world, though, if they don't want to hear you, though, if you just keep going at it, though, you'll end up fighting, and that's not going to be good. Or something else bad is going to be happening. We don't want that. Right. But if a brother or sister that's in the world hears you and they admit that they're wrong and they apologize, then you gain them. That's a good thing. That's actually a good thing. Right. But far as in the school, though, we know better. You know what I'm saying? We know better. If we're offended, if anybody in the school uh, offends up, though, is the way how we address it. We address to that brother or sister, to them alone. Let them know about the situation. If they understand and admit that they're wrong for offending you, whether it's verbally, whether it's physically, whether it's visually, then you gain that brother or sister. And then 9 times out of 10, y'all start to work with each other more often. Y'all start to communicate with each other even more. And that happens. That even happens even in our ignorance of people in the world. I see it all the time. But if they don't hear you and they don't admit the fault, though, then you take them to counsel in the school. And then we set up the council, because that's when you have the 2, 3 witnesses. It would be the generals, captains, and officers who's qualified for the council to counsel these brothers and sisters about a situation. And that's something extremely important to know. Yeah, definitely, brother. Definitely make sure you definitely want to get them notes. Where we at? Let's go to Leviticus chapter 19, verse 14. I'm gonna text you that precept on how the Bible is supposed to be read too. I'm gonna text you it too. I'm gonna text you the precept. It's in the book of Isaiah. So I didn't forget. So Leviticus chapter 19, verse 14. You got it.
Yes.
Matter of fact, we'll start at 13. Let's start at 13. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 13. Right? Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. So it's speaking to our fellow blacks, Latinos, and American Indians. Don't rob. Yeah, don't rob us. Don't do us unrighteously or wickedly or any things of that nature. Don't rob your brother or sister for their goods. You know what I'm saying? Like material goods, which would be or things of that nature. Don't do that. Don't defraud us. Don't give your brother or sister any fraud information or advice. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do that though. That's not good. We want because we want to like it if we was given false information or directed falsely or any brother or sister to try to rob us of our goods though. We want like that though, right? So that's something extreme dealing with how we deal with our brothers and sisters though. You know what I'm saying? Neither rob them. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide in thee all night until the morning. Like if he, and then like okay, this could fall in like you got your own business, right? And you got any brother or sister working for you, right? Black, Latino, Native American, Indian, because you could have heathens like Chinese people, Arabs, Caucasians, and Arabs working for you. That's a different story though. But like far as like, but you still want to deal with them righteously though. But if you got your fellow blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians working for you at a business though, or if you give it a black, Latino, Native American Indian brother or sister that's under you, and you give an order to sweep up the floor or take up the garbage or whatever, though, you know what I'm saying? You want to deal with it righteously, though. You don't want to deal with it like a tyrant or be an overlord or be cruel to them. You don't want to do that because we notice the oppressors does that in his job sites though. He deal with us cruelly though. He does that in his different workforces though. The oppressors do. We don't do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we got black, Latino, Native American Indian working under us or for us, or we give them an order to go do this, do that though. We deal with them righteously though. You know, when it means like hired, if they working for you though, you pay them right according to what they're supposed to earn. You make them, you work with them right, you treat them righteously though. You don't overwork them. You get what I'm saying? Right. With the part when it says the all night until morning, yeah, we don't overwork our people, especially our own people. We don't right. Yeah, right. Our people. Yeah, we don't overwork them. But with the other nations, that's a different story. But our yeah, we don't overwork them. We still deal with the other nations righteously though. Because it's going to be a time when the other nations are going to be fully submitted and working for us when Christ return, and that's going to be done accordingly though. But far as like a brother and sister working for you and under you, like right now though, today though, you're not saying we deal with it righteously though. We don't overwork them. We don't boss them around. We don't be a tyrant. That's not how the Lord want us to deal with our people. Strong brotherhood precept. Verse 14: Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear the Most High. I am Yahweh. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like it falls to like our brothers and sisters having disabilities. So you're not saying deaf and blind. You're not saying some of our brothers could be unfortunately blind or unfortunately deaf. Like and then it also be like if any of our brothers and sisters have hearing problems, hearing loss, and then if any of our brothers and sisters can't see, they're really, really they're not fully blind though, but they can't see. But even if they fully right, but if they fully blind or can't see though, you know, I said we want to deal with it righteously though. You know, I said we don't want to treat any brother or sister with a disability like that unrighteous. Because again, the Most High is watching us 24/7. you know. And the angels report everything that's going on in this earth to the Most High. The Most High is still watching anyway, so but the angels' job is to travel through from the earth into space to report everything, you know, report everything that's going on. You know, where we at? Let's go to Matthew chapter 8, verse 9. And this one speaks about something with rank and order though, but also having the spirit of the Most High, showing brotherhood as well. Matthew chapter 8, verse 9. All right, okay. This is the book of Matthew chapter 8, verse 9, right? For I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. So what the Bible is bringing out, you know, right, is that like in the school, like for me, for example, I'm a man under authority, right? Because I'm under Commander Jenny Hunter in the ISUBK. And also having soldiers under me. You will be under me because we're in the same city. You will be directly under me, or any uh, officers or men in our school in different zones will be under me by rank and order. You know, um, in the school in the different cities or in the prisons. You know, they'll be under me though, right? And according to that, how it says that, how that says that, like say to this man, go and he go forth, and to another, come and he cometh, and to my servant, do this and do it. So like whatever orders that for Commander Jenny Hanna, the generals, captains, and my camp leader and the men above me give for me to do when it comes to doing the work of the Lord, I am required to do that. Uh, I'm in a sense, you're right. I'm obligated to do that. I have to follow orders, right? And like me being in charge, whatever orders I give to like you, the righteous orders, like when it comes to doing the word of the Lord, whatever orders I give to you or any men that's under me, I bring it out and we execute it and we do it in righteousness and of course the Lord's understanding, right? That's what that means, you know. And then whatever I get done, I report to the men above me. That goes all the way up to the generals. And then saying for you, whatever you get done, you report it to me, and then I report right. Everything is accountability. Everything is done in decency and order, and that's showing, and that's brotherhood right there because that's how it's operated. Because we're showing as we're doing the work, doing getting things done, we're showing brotherhood towards each other. We're communicating with each other. Brotherhood falls with us having to stay communicated with each other, though, especially when it comes to doing the work of the Lord, though. Verse 10. When Yahushua heard it, he marveled and said to them that followed, we verily, truly, I said to you, I have not found so great faith, so not in Israel, right? So, because what Christ is bringing out is that like right now he didn't find too much faith in our people though, because these were the people that Yahushua or Christ was trying to get with though, that doesn't have the understanding or knowledge of the Most High, that doesn't have the truth though. So these people, right, our people that's in this situation right now are spiritually dead. We not saying we and us being spiritually dead though, we don't have faith though. So as Christ bringing that out though, he understand that him and the men that's under him have a job to do. We got to go to these different cities like Cappadocia and Rome and Greece and Italy and come out to our people and teach our people the spirit behind brotherhood. Like today, what we doing, you know what I'm saying? Like a different city like Buffalo, Detroit, Syracuse, Rochester, you know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh, you know, Cleveland, right? Toronto, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? The same thing that Christ and his followers doing during the Roman Empire right now, this time like that, it's the Roman Empire, right? The same thing we doing today in the American Empire, right? Because the American Empire is extension of the Roman Empire, you know, extension of the Greece Empire, right? Christ did this couple thousand years, you know, I say couple hundred years. We're doing this today, to establish today, so that our king can return back to the earth and put us in rulership. One more precept, and I'll end the class today. Let's go to James chapter 2, verse 8. The book of James, chapter 2, verse 8. Let me know when you got it.
Yes, sir.
Yep. That's the book of James, chapter 2, verse 8. If ye fulfill the royal law, what is the, according to James, because James is an Israelite, he's a man that keeps the law, statutes, commandments. He's one of us. If ye, what is the royal law? The royal law is the wisdom, instructions, and commandments of the Most High. That's what the royal law is. And why is it saying royal law? Because the royal law is given to the royal people of God, blacks, Latinos, and American Indians. The royal law is not for everybody because it's not meant for everybody to be perfect and upright. It's meant for the Lord's chosen people to make everybody else that's not us, though, you know what I'm saying, be obedient and follow what the Lord says, right? If you fulfill the royal law according to the scriptures, right, according to this Bible, and in proper context, right, thou shalt have thy neighbor as thyself. What I'm doing is how me and you connected and how you got into the school. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm fulfilling the royal laws. I'm keeping the laws, statutes, commandments. I'm following orders of the men above me under Commander Jenny Hanna. I'm doing the work of the Lord out in Buffalo, New York, or any face or any word that's on the face of the earth, doing the work of the Lord, right? So as I'm doing this, so this is how that I'm loving my neighbors as thyself, though, because you're my brother, though. I'm teaching you the instructions on how we're supposed to conduct ourselves. I'm teaching you our true culture, our true heritage and identity, so we know what's our purpose, what type of God we supposed to serve. It. The God we supposed to be serving is the nigga God, the God of niggas, which is the God of Israel. The blacks and citizens of American Indians are supposed to be serving the nigga God, and when we serve the God of niggas, which is the God of the Bible, the God of Israel, Yasharallah, then we do according to what He instructs us to do. And with that being said, the God of the Bible has rank and order, though. And the God of the Bible put commanding Jenny Hanna to lead us on the earth right now until our King Christ return. We not focus. We not trying to focus and talk about when Christ returned. We know that Christ is going to return in the ISUBK, though. But the leader right now is commanding Jenny Hanna until Christ return. We got to get ourselves situated. We got to get ourselves together. We got to clean our spirit. We got to get our mind focused. We got to gather ourselves together, like the scripture said in Zephaniah 2:1. We got to build our nation in the righteousness according to the Most High's understanding. We got to treat ourselves righteously according to the Lord's understanding. Right. Verse 9, but if ye have respect to persons, you commit sin. Right. I can't have respect to persons. Just because right, I can't have respect as a person you. If I see you going off, I'm gonna check you, I'm gonna correct you, and I'll do it in righteousness. You know what I'm saying? It's right. Pull you to the side, let you know, hey, Ak, you going off, or that's not right. We should do that. I'll correct you. If you see me doing something that's out of order, pull me to the side, be like, hey, sir, that's not right, or this out of order, or it's ways how to do that. Right. We check and correct each other though, because that's brotherhood. We making sure that none of us fall or fail. Right. Because if we don't check and correct each other though, then what good does it do? Right. So it's ways how to it's ways how we do this in the school, you know what I'm saying? Which is great. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is more intelligent than any man on the flesh. You have respect, you're right, and are convinced of the law as transgressors. Right. Verse 10, for whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. Right. That means the Lord says keep all the laws, statutes, commandments. Don't say don't keep the law, statutes, commandments, but then you say you can't pay tithes, you know, or don't keep the law, statutes, commandments, and say that you can't keep the Sabbath or keep the feast days. Either you keep the law, statutes, commandments, or you don't. Right. So that's it on that though. That's it for that class though. We go read the security announcements in the class. Amaja, which means to stand. ISUPK security announcements. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, which means tenth in Hebrew. Ma'ashara, tenth of every penny of any increase the Lord gives to you. Give to the general or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Purim, which is going to be the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month, year 2026, Monday 2nd March and Tuesday 3rd March 2026. We have the Lord's 57th annual Passover down in Houston, Texas. Black Latinos Never Break Indians. Make sure you book your and reserve your rooms and or Airbnbs and get your transportation arrangements, whether you're flying or driving or hopping on a bus, whatever. However you're going to get there, make sure you be there. The Lord's 57th annual Passover will start April 1st of 2026 and it ends April 6th, 2026. The 4th day will be the most important day, the Lord's actual Passover. Upcoming check, remind Akim Aquafilm to check bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black tactical boots, all black shirt, all black tactical pants, headband, scarf. With that being said, let's give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Amaju, which means stand. Ahmad Shabbat. Abaju. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah. About Yazbata, sorry, which means turn. Let's give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sister stand. Abaju, Ahmad Shabbat, Abaju, Barak, Yahweh, Shamar, Alatha, Bahashem Yahshua. Yazbata, class dismissed.